Okay, and we're rolling. Look who's coming in here. And look what's coming in here. We got the Eastonmade 37D in the Ontario Firewood Resource Woodyard. And we got James Bainton here. Some of you guys know him from the chats, and he is here to visit and help me split some wood. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
All right, man.
Finally.
Yeah, finally.
We tried probably like, I don't know, 4 times so far.
Okay.
Finally, I found some time to make it away.
I'll tell you what, you're the first woodhound in the woodyard.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's no longer a virgin here anymore.
Yeah, it was only, apparently I live 5 kilometers away.
Okay.
So.
All right, because you're just down Kingston Road, right?
Kingston Road,
yeah. Okay. So this is the beast, guys. Is this the equivalent? Probably bigger than the 2228, no?
It's the 2228 with the diesel.
So what I'm saying is basically, yeah, it would be with more torque, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking that because diesel is like, it's more torque, right?
Yeah.
So if you have the same machine, you're gonna get more torque. It seems like a simple enough equation. So he took off the box wedge and he put on just the 4-way wedge. That's all we need today. We don't have any big diameter here. I get the tree service wood, so I don't need to have the 8-way wedge. Let's go take a look at the other side. This hydraulic tank looks about as big as the one I have on my splitter. Actually, mine is a little bigger. Oh no, there's another section of tank here. Okay.
Yeah, so this is the diesel tank.
Oh, that's the fuel tank. Yeah, okay.
And then this is the hydraulic oil.
Okay. Yeah, my tank's a little bigger than this. And apparently it's overkill what I have. Yeah, it's like 5 pails of fluid in there, man. We have our log lifter here. Oh, it's got a wheel on it too. Nice.
Yeah, so this, when you're traveling, you just sort of put a bungee cord on it. And then when we start here, what we'll do is we'll just take the bungee cord off and it folds down. Yeah. And the reason for this wheel here is so that when it comes down and say it goes onto your foot, it's not using hydraulic pressure to push down on your foot. Oh yeah, okay. So it's I guess a little bit safer.
Like a stopper, right? Yeah.
This thing will lift basically anything you can put on it.
Oh yeah, so. For sure. Like a nice 350-pound oak block, no problem.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay, well let's get it set up.
All right. Sounds good.
We got a nice pile of black locust up on the side here, and then we're gonna pick through this pile. There's a bunch of sugar maple, there's white oak, there's some Siberian elm in the back, there's also some honey locust. For those who haven't been to this channel before, this is my own splitter, and it's basically a cutting edge on each side, and then it just pushes the wood back and forth. It's kind of like the Tempest machine that I've seen on YouTube. And it does 8 logs per cycle. You see it's got the 3 dividers. Everything's flared out so the wood can't wedge in there. And it'll just push 2 through the middle and then 1 out either side. And here's my log lift. I got, I think, is it 2,000 pound capacity? So it's plenty for what I'm doing there too. I designed this whole unit and all the hydraulics and everything. The only thing I did wrong was put this gauge on the back side. It should be up here where the pressure is. The only other thing I got wrong was the hose here. I had too big of a diameter, so to make it flow too fast and this thing would be moving too fast, it'll be a little too choppy, right? So I had to just step down the hose and then it's good to go. Okay, so he's just gonna turn around here and he's gonna hook onto the back. That's another good thing with these Eastonmades. You don't have to turn around with the whole truck and the unit. While researching building my own log splitter, I actually came across Eastonmade years ago, and then I started seeing all the machines all over YouTube when I started my Firewood channel. Since he's only an hour away from my fishing hole, I decided to take a trip there and do a tour and meet Andrew and see what his company is all about and tour the facility. I'll post the link for the video in the description, and at the end of this video, the link will pop up on the screen. row is like, say, like another be like that, right?
Yeah.
buzzed up that pile pretty quick. And you know, I know the speed of these things. I can't say that, you know, I'm impressed because I don't know. Like I'm already impressed. So when I see it, it's just like, okay, of course it does that, right? But I mean, to compare it to, you know, my production, obviously there's a lot bigger difference. Next, we're gonna get into the sugar maple over there. And what else? Yeah, we have the white oak and everything. So we're gonna start playing around with the wedge a little more and try and get more accurate pieces. And we've been cutting a lot of stuff we've been splitting a lot of stuff that's small, but I kind of want it that way because it's got less than a year to dry, so I don't want anything that's big and chunky this time of year. You were saying that these 37D machines, they're very popular.
Yeah, I think Andrew, it's his #1 seller, but they certainly, you know, they came out a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they, you know, they've been selling like hotcakes, and I think it's just hard getting them.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And what people are doing is they're going to the diesel option as well, right? Because of the fuel costs, you know. I'm pretty sure that something big like this with a gas motor, let's drink the gas, right?
Yeah, this one, I don't have exact numbers. I think it's somewhere around like 1 to 1.5 liters an hour, something like that.
Yeah.
So you can run it all day and obviously not have to fill it up, but it probably 10 liters, 12 liters for a full day. So.
Yeah, because I mean, I have the gas motor and you can't compare it to the diesel, but I mean, for motor size, it's about half the size and it just drinks gas. You know? Okay, well, we're gonna get through some of this first and then we're gonna take out the saw after in a bit, and then yeah, let's get to it.
All right. So
here's what we produced so far. 3 overstacked wheelbarrows. You could call that 6 wheelbarrows, and that was about what, like 20 minutes?
15-ish, I
15,
think.
yeah. Okay, so you can see this thing really puts out a lot of good output, guys.
And that was with a 4-way.
Yeah, just the 4-way.
Some of the wood, I think we probably would have been better with like a 6 or an 8-way.
Yeah, some of it, yeah. But there was so much stuff that was like maybe 6-inch diameter, 8-inch diameter.
Yep.
So yeah, it's good that we just went with the 4-way wedge. That's good enough for now. Okay, so we just did some production speed. We did 12 minutes and we did 0.2 hours. So basically we got 5 wheelbarrows split, and that's you know, almost a face cord, close to that. We did a little bit more time before, which is about 15-20 minutes, and we did over a face cord kind of. So we got about a half a cord here at least. And then there's a bunch of wood that I threw over in the corner too. So then, yeah, we're probably a little bit over a half a cord, right? So that's not bad for like 25 minutes. Of course, you guys want to know the speed. You know, those who are interested in purchasing the machine, you want to know the speed of it, right? But what, like I said before, we're just using the 4-way wedge, and we're not using the big 8-way wedge, so we could be a lot faster with that. We are a little bit faster, even though we're using the 4-way wedge, we're still going a little bit faster because our diameter is smaller, right? So there's less cycling that you have to do of all the wood that we're using here. So we're not going slow, we're not going fast, but if that gives you a good idea of speed, then look at it from that standpoint. So this thing is really fast, and you can see I'm not really able to keep up with the wheelbarrows and bringing the wood over, because I'm dumping the wood over there, and then I'm going to get more wood to bring back here. So that's speeding up, or that's taking up more time than before when we just had the wood sitting right beside us, right? And he was helping me out load. So yeah, this is, I say Firewood's a 2-man business, but this is a 3-man, this makes it a 3-man business, right? Because then you'd have somebody stacking the wood, and you can get everything done within, like, say, like 3-4 hours if you have like a huge pile of wood, you know. So I'm really impressed with this machine. We're gonna get some more wood going here. We're gonna get out the saw, I guess, and then get this thing fired back up again.
All right,
let's order a pizza, man.
Sure. So yeah, so I started off, I was watching Chris in the Woodyard, and you know, I saw what his Ultra could do, so I thought that would be really great. So I ordered an Ultra, and of course you have about, you know, a long lead time to think about, and when you're in the queue you can change the model that you actually get. So when I ordered it, I said to Jerry with a G, I said, well, what do I get by going up to the next model? Like if I go for a 911 or 916 or whatever the lower model is, what do you get? And he said, well, you get a log lift. And so I said, well, that would be pretty useful. So probably about 2 or 3 months later, I called up and I changed it to a 1222. And, you know, another month or 2 went by, and I was thinking about it, and I knew in the city where I am, I'd be doing a lot of splitting of tree service wood, or just wood that people had sort of had cut down on their property. And I thought, well, maybe I should go up and I'll get the 2228. So I called Jerry with a G up again and said, okay, I'll get a 2228. But I wasn't, like, the difference in cycle time, the 1222, I can't remember the exact time, but it's about 5 seconds, 4.5, something like that. And the 2228 was about 8 seconds. So I was really bummed that you couldn't get a faster 2228. And then Andrew posted that video of the 37D, and it was just motoring.
The aha moment.
And I just said, here, take my money. So I called Jerry with a G, like, literally the next day. So that's how I ended up with the 37D, and I think I was, I don't know, number 15 or something in line for a 37D.
And it's good on fuel, as you were saying earlier. It's, you know, it really just goes nice and easy on the fuel. So that's also a big part of your whole process too, right? You can get a big machine, but then if it's costing you a lot of gas while you're using it, right? You know, you're splitting a lot of wood quick, so you're spending the money that way, but you still want to keep your expenses down over time, right? So yeah, I go diesel anytime I can, you know.
Yeah, and you can also use, I know in Canada and probably most of the US, you can get red dye diesel, so the off-road diesel.
Yeah. And
you know, that's 10 cents a liter, 9 cents a liter less.
Cheaper, yeah.
So it's a little bit less, and if you have somewhere that you can get it. So that's always good. And yeah, other than that, I mean, I love the machine. I love, like, the ease of use. So especially, you know, if you notice earlier, I was standing right beside the log lift. You know, it's very easy to use it and sort of push the stuff through. The controls are on the other side, but that's, you know, just every once in a while you have to go around there. I know on other machines, you know, you've got the log lift on this side, and then you have to stand on that side to actually operate it. With this one, you can work on both sides, but the downside is towing. I mean, you've got a 3.5 foot, 4.5 foot wide wheelbase here with no suspension. It does not tow the best. I mean, it's certainly, if you're just getting it to a wood yard or, you know, towing it around the yard, it's great. I tow it longer distances. I'll drive it 300 kilometers north, and for that I'll load it on a trailer, which adds some extra time, and it's, you know, the logistics of getting the trailer and everything.
Another thing with the towing is the wheelbase is right in the center of the machine, so, you know, when you want to back up, it's going to give you a hard time to back up with it.
Yep.
When you have a short trailer, it's already hard to begin with, right? But you got all this extra stuff at the back, or, well, sorry, this is the back, right? But, you know, you got this long length here, and it's only about 5 feet to the front, right? It's not too much back here. I mean, it's another like 3 feet or whatever, right? Almost. But yeah, these small trailers, they're just hard to move around. They're so heavy, you can't even, you know, just whip them around 180 by hand, right?
Yeah.
So
that's I would say the biggest downside is the towing of this machine. But you know what? If it were just staying in a wood yard and you've got a conveyor hooked up to it, perfect machine.
And you can't expect something like this to be light. I mean, they over-engineer this thing so that it's going to get through the wood. So yeah, that's what you get out of this thing being so heavy and awkward, right?
Yeah, like I lifted out the box wedge yesterday, and I had to use a little chain hoist to actually move it. And you know, ideally you'd have a bobcat or something to move it, but I rigged up a little chain hoist to sort of lift these out. Made it a heck of a lot easier. I think this one is probably 80 or 90 pounds, the tall 4-way.
And then you have the 8-way, right?
And I have an 8-way, and that probably weighs, I don't know, 120, 130 pounds. And then we've got the box wedge, and that box wedge is got to be in the high 175, 200 pounds. They are heavy. Wow. So
I was thinking that doing box wedge on my machine, but I don't think it's going to work that well. It'd need a little bit of redesigning, maybe with the pushing wedge, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, well, the first time I saw that box wedge, I was like, okay, well, this thing just got a lot more automatic than it already was, you know?
Yeah. No, I love the design where it goes back, like you're pushing it both ways,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
That's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's what helps it get a little faster. I thought I was going to have to like maybe just make it 1-way. But yeah, the 2-way definitely helps out. I could have got a pump that was like double the price, but at the time I was just trying to piece together the budget for all the parts and everything, so I could have made it faster. It was fun building the project and learning hydraulics in the process, and like I said before, I didn't really get anything wrong with it, you know, and I got it functioning. Can never compare that machine to this. I mean, this is just a beast. Okay guys, so it got kind of dark and we didn't really finish up the video properly, but James Bainton will be back with his Eastonmade 37D, and we'll do some more splitting in the Woodyard. So thanks for watching, like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff.